finding out that you're expecting triplets after 3 years of struggling was beyond overwhelming, surprising. I mean, nobody plans for triplets, especially since we only, through the IVF process, put in 2 embryos.
You know, obviously it'd been a struggle for us to conceive, and I'll never forget the doctor said, well, your first embryo looks great, and your second one that we didn't think was going to make it looks great. And then he said, hold on a minute. And then he's like, well, we have one more here. And we obviously went in there to get pregnant, and we accomplished the goal.
The first trimester I wasn't even sick. It was almost hard to believe that I was pregnant, and then we got into the second trimester, and that's when I began getting sick and nauseous, and lots of doctor's visits. And then 27 weeks, I kind of had what felt like period cramps, and I went in just as a precaution, being high risk. I just went to the emergency room thinking, you know, I'll be out of there in 2 hours after a little bit of checkup, and they told me that I was in fact having contractions, and I was immediately put on hospital bed rest.
My job requires me to travel quite a bit, so you know, it was just kind of do that, and then when the time comes, you're obviously gonna come home.
Well, it was, I guess, right at 29 weeks when James's baby B, when his embryonic sac broke. He was actually in Pennsylvania leading a tournament. He obviously got on the first plane out, and thankfully I did not deliver until the following, about 5 days later.
When we went into the operating room, it was all hands on deck. I think there was
15.
Yeah, 15
Excuse
people.
Excuse me, no.
No, there was, let's see, there was
5 for each baby, and then 3 other doctors, and like 2 other doctors and a nurse.
Took her, and I just kind of hung out, and I mean, literally, they came and got me, and within 2 minutes, you know, they brought out Collins, and you know, I was just kind of there to comfort her, and you know, they told me to stand up real quick, take a peek, and I did, and sat back down, and I did that 3 times,
and so then he went with the 3 to the NICU, and obviously I stayed, and that was hard. That was really hard. I mean, most of these people are handed their babies. They get to hold them right then and there. That was tough. I haven't thought about that in a long time. Baby C, Liam, he was in for, he was the one whose embryonic sac did not break. He was not quite ready to come out. But he came home first, even though he had some more of issues than the other 2. And then James, who was the smallest, he was 2 pounds, 11 ounces when he was born. And he's a little fighter, and he's real feisty, and so he came home at 7 weeks. And then Collins, our little girl, you know, they always say that the girls are, you know, develop faster. Well, she could not figure out the suck, swallow, breathe. So she was in there for all 11 weeks. They're thriving. They're absolutely thriving, and that has to do with technology today. It has to do with March of Dimes and all the research that they've done. So thank you to the March of Dimes for giving Collins, James, and Liam a fighting chance right from the start.
Yeah, thanks again to the March of Dimes for giving our 3 precious triplets, Collins, James, and Liam, a fighting chance.